I still remember the first trade I ever placed in my life. It was 2020, just around COVID. I got in this Robinhood group. We was trading options at the time. I don't trade options anymore. And I think it was like a Tesla call or something, bro. I woke up to $400 overnight. And keep in mind, at this time, I was working construction. I just dropped out of college. I'd never seen that much money before. But at that moment, I knew my life had changed. Before I got to where I am now, I played college football. I was very good at it, but I didn't make it to the NFL, obviously, or else I would be there right now. And just me, going into trading, I feel like it was really a blessing. And how I got into it was while I was in college, I had a friend, if you remember IML, you know the story, but I had a friend who, from high school, he was in this group, they were talking about trading, and he was making good money. And it really motivated me because I'm like, okay, this is a guy from high school. He started trading, and this is like one of the first people where I saw like, okay, like this is something different. I've never heard anybody in my family talk about investing or trading. Like, I want that. I want to try that. And at the time, when I first started trading, I knew that this was something that I would be good at because during the time whenever I was in college, I was in nursing school. So that's another thing y'all don't know about me. I was actually in nursing school, and we had to study and remember all 306 bones in the body. I dedicated myself while playing football to studying nursing and doing that for 2 months to study for the test. And I was in the library sometimes, 2, 3 a.m. studying for that test. And I knew whenever I got 100 on that bone practical, that if I put my mind to something, I could do it. So at that moment, whenever I did decide to take on trading, all I said was all I have to do is put the right mindset and the same work ethic I put whenever I wanted to be a nurse into that and into football. And I know for sure that I could do it because all it is pattern recognition, dedication, and just have a tenacity to be able to just keep going whenever things get hard. Before trading, like I said, before I really took off, I had just dropped out of college because at the time, COVID, I got unfocused. I fell out of love with the game of football. And that's when I really started, seeing everybody talking about trading. So I started going into it. And at the beginning of it, like I said, I was in these groups and information was everywhere. When you first start trading, information is going to be everywhere, which is why I always preach getting a mentor is the number one and most important thing if you really want to take this serious, because your learning curve is going to be so fast you can get there much quicker. Had I got a mentor, I would have been in Thailand trading and I would have been making hella money. But that's besides the point. So I was in this group, and it's just seeing so many trading strategies whenever you're first starting, it's overwhelming because you don't know, okay, you have support and resistance, you have smart money, you have order flow, you don't know where to look. So that was me, and I was dedicated at this. So I'm looking at 6 or 7 YouTube videos a day trying to figure out what the best strategy is, until my friend actually introduced me to ICT. So he is the creator of all smart money concepts. So I arrived on his YouTube channel, and he himself had over 100 videos, but I just got to diving in, and his teaching style was so different that I knew that this is what I wanted to learn. As a backstory, I go back and I continue to start learning this, and at that point, I saw one of my friends that was learning the same thing that I was learning make $50,000 in one day. And it was at that moment that I knew that I would never give up trading. So eventually after that, I just really started diving in, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to focus on any other strategy. I'm going to focus only on smart money, only on ICT, fair value gaps, liquidity. That is my bread and butter. I understand this. I like it. And I really dug my mind into that skill. And it wasn't until 2 to 3 years later that I really started grasping the skill. Whenever I figured out, I wanted to move to Thailand, that's whenever it was a turning point for me. Because when your back is against the wall and you have, a goal set in mind, you're going to lock in like never before. Now, it wasn't like I wasn't locked in before. I really had to, learn my strategy and learn more about myself. As you get into trading, you'll know that too. Whenever people say, it took them years to get profitable, it's not about the strategy, it's about the mindset that it took to get to the strategy. Because overall, I knew what a fair value gap was, I knew what liquidity was, but I was over leveraging, I was over risking, I was learning myself, I was learning if I wanted to be a scalper or a swinger. I was learning all of that stuff, which is very important, and that stuff takes time to know what type of trader you want to be. I actually got back into college because I wasn't making any money at trading construction at the time. So I got back into college, became a teacher. Being a teacher gave me the cushion and the money to be able to fund my trading lifestyle and actually move to Thailand. Because once I figured out about Thailand, I said, damn, like they have apartments for $500, for $200, $300. Like, I need a piece of that. Like, I know how to trade. Like, if I can, really lock in on trading, I know at minimum I can make my bills and my rent every single month and lock in. So that's when I really started saying, like, you know what, like, I'm tired of myself. I'm tired of over leveraging. I'm tired of not following my rules. I'm tired of switching strategies. I'm gonna lock in right now because I know the goal that I have. And I literally set it for myself. And those 2 years were the best years of my life because I went through growth. I stopped smoking. I stopped partying. I stopped spending money. And I locked in only on the skill of trading. And literally, right before I went to Thailand, I had my breakthrough. First, it was 1K. Then it was 2K. Then it was 3K. Then I found when I got out to Thailand, I had my biggest month, which was 5K in 1 month. So just seeing how, you know, the progress you can make whenever you lock in is insane. And I'm gonna tell you something too. When I came to Thailand, there was one more piece of my strategy that I wanted to learn. It was just how to define my risk a little bit more, how to have a smaller stop loss, how to have bigger take profits, and be more consistent. I was already profitable. I paid this guy $600 to teach me a little bit of what he knows about scalping. The next month I have my biggest month ever. So that's why having mentors is important, and I saw the value in that. Even though I was already profitable, no, I paid him. I need that. I need that information. And it literally changed my life because now I use that. What he taught me is a big portion of my strategy. So a lot of people, when they say they don't need a mentor, they're not serious about learning. Or you just, you know, you think time is on your side and you have all this time, which is really not true. You should want to get to profitability news. If you have somebody that can give you access to information at a quicker pace and you can learn and you can make money faster, you need to take that. What are you waiting for? Money is fast. Success is fast. Hopefully y'all learn a little bit about me and my story, but I'm so blessed to be where I am right now, and it's literally through hard work and dedication. I'm not sure what happened to my mic, but to leave you guys with this video, you need to invest in yourself, and I definitely believe in my heart that I am the mentor that can get you where you need to be. I can get you to profitability. You just have to trust me, you have to believe in me, and you have to believe that if you're looking at me and you want to live this same lifestyle where I am in Bangkok right now, in Thailand, you want to travel the world, you need access to the information. I got you. Let's do this, let's run it up, and just remember, you're always one decision away, you're one investment away from getting the goals you need. So DM me on Instagram, the word trade, follow me, hit me up. Let's get this money. Hey, I'll catch y'all on the next one.